Hello there everyone, HED Rules 0001 here again with you for another edition of The Moaning Show. And in this episode, which is episode 38, I'd like to talk to you about adverts, advertisements and all the necessary rubbish that goes with it. Now, for the majority of companies, advertising is absolutely necessary. There is a darn sight more adverts in and around our lives now. There has been for donkey's years. I was born in 1984, and by then we had 4 television channels, and 2 of them required adverts to help run it. In other words, adverts and advertising, paid for these channels to produce some of their programs. But adverts, as we know them, have gotten worse over time. One of the worst things about adverts is the mere fact that they have to be on. For instance, if you have a recording device, which the majority of us have always had, since the early days of recording, so like videos, now we're on to DVDs, other sorts of discs like Blu-rays, or now the majority of us have digital recorders that we can just record the file, and the file works on a sort of size basis. You could transfer it to a computer, and if so, if you really wanted to, pop it onto a DVD so other people can watch it. But adverts have always got in the way, so to speak. Say like if you're a James Bond fan and Goldfinger was on the television and you wanted to keep it for a while, but you didn't want any adverts in it. If it's on one of the other channels other than the BBC, you will have adverts in the bloody thing. And there's nothing more irritating than seeing Bond get up to, say like behind someone's back, and just like take him out or whatever, and then all of a sudden the action stops. You get a little message on the screen saying, "We'll be back soon, hold on," or "back soon," or things like that, And some of the worst offenders for this is that most programs nowadays need a sponsor, especially those programs on ITV and Channel 4. For instance, you see the soaps first thing in the morning. I'm getting ahead of myself. You see the soaps, and they're some of ITV's biggest programmes. We're talking Emmerdale and its biggest programme of all time, Coronation Street. And Emmerdale would be sponsored by Lucky Bingo or something like that. And you're thinking, hang on a minute, why does this programme need fucking sponsors? What a pain in the bastard arse that is. And one of the weird things is the fact that Coronation Street needs a sponsor. It's like, what? Surely there's enough companies out there that want to advertise in between breaks of Coronation Street. It's Coronation Street. Alright, I personally don't like soaps. I think they're shit. They're not realistic. Soap operas are supposed to be realistic. As I keep saying, Coronation Street needs a sponsor? What's happened? What's happened to all the companies? The massive companies advertising during programmes. And at the start of some programmes now you get a little P in the bottom right hand corner, I do believe, that stands for product placement. Now, product placement is items produced by a company, so say like some, I don't know, shaving cream or, you know, hair gel, or, you know, shampoo, that are, say, like in a bathroom scene where someone's having a shave or washing their hair or just drying their hair, and to the right of them down there, so say like where my lamp is, you will see a bottle a bottle of, say, Head and Shoulders, rather than just a generic normal bottle of shampoo or something like that. And it's a sneaky way of saying, yes, we advertise in Emmerdale, we advertise in Coronation Street, and things like that. You would think that product placement would harm other competition, so to speak, but you have to take into consideration that these companies probably pay a heck of a lot of money to be featured on Emmerdale or on Coronation Street or on whatever the programme is, because then the companies can say, you know, buy our product as featured on Coronation Street or Emmerdale or whatever, and that's how they get their product across. And the people that watch Emmerdale, Coronation Street, now I'm not trying to be sexist in any way here, but I would have thought the majority of people that watch these programmes are women. And to all of the men that watch soaps and everything, no problem. You know, you do what you want, I do what I want, who cares, you know? But adverts don't stop there. One of the worst things about adverts, they go on for too fucking long. So even if you are watching one of these soaps, or you're watching a half-hour show on ITV Channel 4 or any of the digital channels that have adverts, which is the majority of them, and you see the programme and all of a sudden it cuts to the adverts, and you can go to the toilet, you can put the kettle on, you can probably take the dog for a walk, and you still wouldn't miss anything. These advert breaks go on for far too long. A half-hour programme is usually 20 to 22 minutes long, if it has adverts in it. And that is especially true for a half-hour show on ITV Channel 4 or whatever. I mean, you get a break within the first break, or the break of a half-hour show is between, say, 6 or 7 minutes past to quarter past. And if you have, that's if it starts at 0:00, obviously, and you have a good 3 or 4 minutes before the programme's back, and then the programme will be on for, say, another 10 minutes, and then it'll finish like 5 minutes early. The next programme doesn't start till past. It will finish at, say, 24 to 26 minutes to the hour. So they have another batch of adverts, then the next programme. You're thinking, I've just tuned in to watch a half-hour programme, and I've had 18 to 22 minutes of the programme, and that's it. The rest of the time's taken up by bloody adverts. And that's not all. It's the type of adverts nowadays. You know, you used to get adverts for everything. Cereals, chocolate, pizzas, clothing, catalogues, ovens. You know, you used to get adverts for everything. Nowadays, you are lucky to get a variety of adverts, especially in the morning, where you get adverts for insurance companies, claims adverts. Claims adverts have been going a good, let's see now, a good 15 years. 15, 16 years claims adverts have been going for. You know, it's all the mentality brought over from America. That's one of the annoying things about the world. You know, it's becoming more Americanized. And you know, the worst thing about adverts like that is you see these people, actors, because they're all actors. Sorry, I was a bit Americanized there myself. But you see these actors, they're all actors, there's hardly anyone, you know, real in these things. And then you get adverts for payment protection insurance, PPI. They're all over the fucking place. The amount of phone calls we have had in the last year asking about PPI, payment protection insurance. This is insurance that was unwittingly sold to people if they took out a mortgage, a credit card, a loan or whatever, any time in the last 15 to 20 years. And they want all the details, the ins and outs of a duck's arsehole, and you're thinking, I can't remember what happened 20 fucking years ago. I can't remember what happened fucking 20 minutes ago. Fuck off. Fuck off. So you get adverts like that. And one of the most annoying adverts are on the digital channels, and you know, I'm sure you've seen one. These are infomercials. Now, these adverts can go on from anything of a normal advert to say, you know, 45 seconds to a minute and a half. That's the shortest time. These adverts can go on all fucking night. I've seen adverts like this, and they're usually for some fitness machine or, you know, muscle toner or fucking head massager, you know, and these things can last anything up to half an hour. I've even seen an advert that lasted almost an hour on these fucking things. You know, I'd flip through the channels and it'd still be on. It's like, fucking hell, how long's this bastard taking? And you put this, I don't know, this is an example. You get this numpty who's sitting in a chair and he's all, oh, I'm not feeling very well, I've got a hangover, I've fucked. And on comes Professor, what's his name, from bastard university, and he's brought this box. Out of this box, he prints a helmet on this guy's head, and he's like, what are you doing, mate? And all of a sudden, now with the electro massager, you'll be right as rain in 5 minutes. And he presses a button, he electrocutes the bloke to some degree, and he's like, and this thing in his, and you always get a close up, or a what's it called, an in head camera type thing. Can someone tell me the proper name of this thing I'm trying to think of? A level, something like a level thing, a diagnostic of what's going on inside the brain. In other words, they cut to another picture, or they cut the screen in half. Yeah, they cut the screen in half, and they, in one half you see the bloke going like that, and in the other half you get a diagram of what's actually going on. In other words, these electrodes pumped into the brain and all sorts of shit like that, and they've always got stupid fucking names as well. The electro knob gives you up to 200 watts, and and you see the finished results. It's like 5 minutes later, the bloke's sober. He's writing a letter to his girlfriend or something like that. What a load of shit! What a fucking load of bollocks that is. And these things, as I say, and then they go to other people that have bought this fucking piece of shit, and they talk to Mindy Smith from Northampton, or Deborah Cook from South Carolina, or people have supposedly bought this thing all over the world, and they talk to them. It's like, this has changed my life. I've never been so happy. And it's like, fuck off. This is new. How can you be a previous owner or someone who uses it every day? They're like using it while they're doing up their shirt for work or something like that. You know, it's like, piss off. Jesus, hey, bloody Corbett. You know, it's like. There's an advert, I'm sure you've seen it, called No Hair. And this thing isn't a shaver, it's a mini laser machine that people go like that, and they're all, you know, they're like that. They get rid of all the hairs on their arms, chest, or whatever. And you see these women, and my moustache won't grow back now. It's like. Mustache. I mean, brilliant stuff. But the worst thing about these infomercials is that take longer than a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's the fucking price of them. It's like this brain relaxer that I keep talking about, or this muscle toner, or the No Hair. They're all over like 300, 400 quid. No Hair, for example, is like £198. And this thing, that's the amount of times I've seen a fucking advert. And you're thinking, I ain't got that sort of money to buy that crap. If you really wanted it, you would find the money. But what I'm saying is, it's the fact that this thing said, don't pay now. Oh, that's another fucking thing. It's like 4 easy payments of $69.99 or 5 to 8 easy payments, depending on how rich you are, and you know, things like that. And it's like 5 easy payments of 300 quid. Fuck off! No one's got that sort of money to waste on shit like that, man. And before and after adverts, so like they do a mini makeover in these fucking infomercials, and one is like an old woman, and it's like the second picture, it's highly, and you always notice in the before picture as well that there's no makeup. There's no makeup. This woman's usually sweating and all sorts of shit. And they've used this miracle product, you know, miracle skin fucking cream. And in the second picture over this side of the screen, yeah, you'll get someone who's fully made up by a professional team. They've got their hair done all nice, and they've got lipstick, makeup and all sorts of shit. It looks like a different person. And 9 times out of 10 it is, probably. They found a model that looks like the person in the before picture, and it's like, this is how good this stuff is. It's like, yeah. But another bad thing about adverts is the mere fact that they advertise so much shit. You know, it's like, buy now, pay January 2013. It's like, as if people haven't got enough to worry about in January after the Christmas rush and all that sort of shit. It's like these companies that have always got a sale on, the furniture companies. It's like, would you be unlucky enough to visit them when they don't have a sale on? Comedians make jokes about it. It's like, I was the unluckiest bastard in the world today by going to DFS when they didn't have a fucking sale on. But have you noticed how these sales always end at midnight, and their next promotion begins at 1 minute past midnight the following day? It's always the same fucking thing. But all commercials are, oh yeah, this bingo lucky is so bloody fantastic. Pay £10 now and get £20 free to play with. Only on luckybingo.com. Terms and conditions apply. I've had an accident. So what? I think I might be entitled to compensation. Don't you think it might have been your own stupidity that caused the accident? No, it was nothing to do with me.
Then surely you haven't had an accident. Does this sound familiar? Call the accident lawyers now on 0800 04 fuck's sake and find out free if you can make a no-win, no-fee claim. It doesn't matter if you're not responsible for the accident. We can get you millions in compensation. Terms and conditions apply. We here at Gullible's Travels believe you shouldn't pay over the top for your holiday insurance. But what if you've got no choice? Phone Gullible's Travels now on 0800 500 04 fuck's sake to find out if you are entitled to pay less for your travel insurance. Bet OTT. If you've got money to burn, you've come to the right place. Bet on the amount of corners there are, the amount of shots on goal, who score first, and of course, the amount of times you'll hear this advert during an international football bloody tournament. Bet OTT, one of the best bookmakers around. It all began on an ordinary day in an ordinary restaurant. He flipped the burger into the bun. He took his first bite. They didn't know what was to come. By then, it was already too late. Fat Man, the Revenge of the Nerd. Fact. Millions of people all over Britain have been missold payment protection insurance, or PPI. Fact. 90% of people don't know what to do. Fact. Did you know you could claim compensation from your missold PPI? Can't be bothered to help yourself? Then call We Don't Give a Shit Lawyers now to give you a quote on what you could be given as money. Call 0800, I've given you this number before, and be rich. All commercials are, I hope you like what I did there. But these fucking commercials, and most of the time you can't get away from them, or you wait for you're watching something you really enjoy on these commercial type channels, and you're all wondering what's going to be next. You know, so like, when adverts are really bad, we like to play a game. What's it going to be next? PPI, insurance, or whatever, and all sorts of crap like that. And you're thinking, well, why does it have to have commercials if it's that bad? Now, Saturday night viewing for some people is ITV. If you like the X Factor, then shame on fucking you. But sometimes these programs on a Saturday night ITV don't have any adverts. They'll come off, they'll say sponsored by blah 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 blah, and then they'll advertise some programs coming up on ITV, the station, and things like that. Now, it's all probably because they're low on revenues or whatever. But adverts really get up my fucking nose for instances like that. Now, if you've created a character that's popular or created a jingle or something, then more power to you. You've got something that identifies with the crowd. For instance, compare themarket.com has had a meerkat
series of adverts, and they're relatively amusing, they're okay, and you know, you think, oh, it will always be in your head, you know. But series of adverts as well. For instance, the Nescafe adverts with Anthony Stewart Head, you know, they went on for fucking years. Just recently, the BT adverts with Chris Marshall from My Family. You know, some adverts can be quite ingenious, but just lately they've fallen into the trap of, you know, singular bloody things and all sorts of boring crap, and it's all normal, you know. You don't get any sort of respite in these fucking things. And what's more annoying is that the more and more Americanized we get, the more of these goddamn adverts that we'll see on the goddamn television. Where will it end? Because it's not just television adverts. You get radio adverts as well. So like if you're listening to your local radio station, I used to come from Surrey, and the local radio station where I lived was County Sound. Now, I'm sure many of you watching this are still familiar with County Sound, but I distinctly remember one tune, one jingle for a kitchen company called County Kitchens. County Kitchens, the best kitchens in the county. Now, if they still use that jingle, that is amazing. Can someone watching please tell me, either on Facebook or at the bottom of the video, please? But you always remember that. I remember that. I haven't lived in Surrey for 10 years now, and I still remember that fucking jingle. And these sort of like teen commercials where on the radio I'm still talking, and so like a guy goes into a shop. Oh, hi there, I'd like to buy a packet of screws. I've got some work to do. Hi, have you been to Fix Direct? You'll get 20% off when you buy blah 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 blah. And it's like, just tell us what you're advertising. You're on the radio. We can't see you. But that's about it for this edition of the Moaning Show. As you've noticed throughout the video, I have recorded this in black and white. I'm trying an experiment on less light giving days, if that makes sense. There's, you know, it's fairly dreary outside, it's overcast and all sorts of stuff. Now, any future subjects would be gratefully received, and I am in the process of trying to get my father on a BBC Moaning Show. I'm not talking about just sport, I'm talking about the whole fucking thing. He seems very willing to do it. There's quite a bit that he would like to moan about, I'm gathering anyway, and it will follow the same process as the last video he was on, which was the previous edition. So I'm in the process of trying to get him on the next episode. But as for this episode, I thank you for watching as you always do. Any comments and suggestions, video replies even. If you've got a camera and you'd like to post a reply about what you think is bad about adverts and things like that, I'm trying to start it up. If you've got anything that you want to say about adverts and any of the topics, and send them to me as a video response. If you're a member of YouTube, you know, if you're not, sign up. It doesn't take that long. Become a Moaning Show affiliate, so to speak, and we'll see what goes from there. I might post little clips in between episodes and say, this is what this person thought, what do you think? So basically, what do you think about adverts? Are they too long? Are they too repetitive? Do we get too many of the same type of advert? And basically that's it. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for more moaning.